Hey friends, today's a really special day. This isn't a video game review. It's not the NintenByte podcast. This is something way more personal. We hit 100,000 subscribers here on ThunderStash Gaming. This right here, which I've not opened yet, means a lot. So I just want to take a few minutes, and if you guys know me, you know it's probably going to be a little longer than that. But I want to share my story. How I ended up here, why I chose to do this, and I want to thank the people who helped make it all possible, because this moment didn't happen overnight. It was actually decades in the making. Let's go back to the beginning. As a kid, I had two dream jobs. One was to play basketball for the Phoenix Suns. The other was to work for Nintendo. As I grew older, these specifics kind of shifted. But that desire to work in the video game industry never left me. In the late 90s and early 2000s, I wanted to work at IGN. I wanted to be involved in games in some way. But of course, life happens and it takes you down different roads. I ended up spending 10 years in restaurant management, and then very randomly, I transitioned into the mortgage industry, where I spent another almost decade. I worked my way up the ranks, earning 10 promotions, and eventually became the director of operations at Loan Depot Mortgage Company. If you've never heard of them, they're the second largest private lender in the United States, right behind Quicken Loans. It was a great career, and I worked with amazing people, but deep down, I always knew that if I ever left, I'd know exactly what I was going to do next, and that was this, right here. Creating ThunderStash Gaming, reviewing video games, doing something I've wanted to do since I was a kid. I wanted to start this channel over a decade ago, actually right after my time in restaurant management, but I didn't have the funds, and honestly, it just wasn't in God's plan at the time, and Loan Depot really turned out to be quite the blessing. Fast forward almost 20 years later from beginning to end, and I finally had the chance to go all in on something I've been dreaming about for most of my life. But here's the truth. When I started ThunderStash Gaming, guys, I didn't know anything. I had never used video editing software in my life. When we were in school, we had the first Apple computers with Oregon Trail on them. I had never recorded myself for any kind of professional content. I was not a drama kid. The only videos I ever made were me dunking a basketball, which was my cousin recording it, or showing proof that I beat a game. Literally just phone videos for fun. I had no idea how YouTube worked. I knew it was going to be hard, and I respected the grind that I thought it was going to be, but I had zero understanding of thumbnails, tags, metadata, SEO, none of that. I still don't know a ton about it. I just wasn't someone who had been building a social media presence either. I was just not interested in it. For almost 2 decades working in management and corporate management, I barely touched social media. I kept my head down, I put my phone in my desk, and I got to work. So when I decided to do this, I had to learn everything from scratch. How to capture and edit footage, how to write scripts, how to be myself on camera. That's actually a really big one. How to make thumbnails, which again, I never got good at. So thankfully, Makayla took over that for me. How to even post a video correctly. It wasn't easy. And I'm still learning every single day. But I committed to the process, I stayed consistent, and I focused on the one thing that mattered most to me, and that's sharing my honest thoughts and opinions about video games. This wasn't about becoming an influencer, and to be honest, it's never going to be. This was about finally doing what I've always wanted to do, which is work in the video game industry, and I'm still working towards that. Now here's what I want people to know about this channel. I am not a video game journalist. I'm a lifelong gamer, 35 plus years deep, and this channel is built on passion and honesty. No console wars, no clickbait, no negativity, just real, thoughtful opinions and a love for the medium. I've owned it all: Nintendo, Sega, Sony, Xbox, TurboGrafx, Neo Geo, Steam Deck, and I love them all. I find the good in everything, and I believe gaming should bring people together, not divide them, and that's the vibe here. That's what we do here at ThunderStash Gaming. Now, before I dive into anything else, I need to take a moment to give thanks, real specific thanks, to the people who have made the journey not only possible, but meaningful. So first and foremost, I want to thank Makayla. You supported me while I walked away from a secure corporate job to chase this passion, this dream, and you never once made me feel crazy for doing it. You believed in me fully. You took over my thumbnails when I knew damn well that I was struggling mightily to make mine work. And you didn't just help with new ones, you went back and you fixed the old ones too. You've been a true partner in this, and I love you for it. None of this happens without you. I want to thank my family and close friends. Thank you for your encouragement when this was just an idea. I've had some truly supportive people in my corner who have helped fuel this every step of the way. To my subscribers and channel members, you are my friends. I genuinely mean that. Whether you've commented once or 100 times, you know I see you. I remember usernames, I remember conversations, and I promise you, if I met you in person today, I would be the same guy you see on screen. I've been the popular guy, I've been the unpopular guy, but I've always just been me. That won't change no matter what comes next. To my two amazing podcast moderators, Boo Mini and Inspector, thank you for all the help. You two have helped keep the NintenByte live streams enjoyable and troll-free. You've made it a safe, welcoming, and family-friendly place to hang out. And really, I can't tell you how much I appreciate that, and I appreciate you guys volunteering to help. You help set the tone for our community, and it wouldn't be the same without you. Now, let me tell you a quick story about how I even ended up on the NintenByte podcast. I had just under 600 subscribers at the time. I saw Nintendo Prime, Nate, post on Twitter that he needed a guest to fill in on that night's episode of the podcast. He said his DMs were open. Now, to that point, I had never once talked to Nate, not even a single message, but I had watched his videos. I had tuned into the podcast before, just once, but I was confident that if he did give me a shot, I would be able to hold my own in a gaming discussion. I wasn't concerned about the knowledge or the social side of it, even though I was still very much learning how to be myself on camera. And honestly, if he had said no, I wouldn't have held it against him. Most people probably wouldn't take a chance on someone with fewer than 600 subscribers, but to my surprise, he said yes. He, Eric, and Andre said they couldn't say no to the stash. That first appearance turned into a second, and then a third. Every time a host or guest couldn't make it, I was available to fill in. And then when Jake Randall eventually stepped away from the podcast, back when it was still called the Nintendo Prime Podcast, Nate asked if I'd be interested in joining full-time as a new co-host for their rebrand, and I said yes without hesitation. And from day one of the brand new NintenByte podcast, which is over a year old now, I've been there. Every Wednesday night, without fail, for over a year now. I haven't missed a single episode because it's something I truly look forward to doing every week with people I now call real friends. So, thank you to Nate, Eric, and the entire podcast chat for accepting me into your family. I love hanging out with all of you just as much as I do chatting with the guys each week. To our former co-host, Andres Restart, thank you for the energy and insights you brought to the show and for helping build a great foundation for what the podcast has become. And to Jake Randall, thank you for paving the way and for the kind words and support along the way. To Mike Odyssey and Paul Gale Network, thank you for trusting me to co-host IndieMania with you. That opportunity means the world to me, and being part of something that's airing this summer is something I don't take lightly. I can't wait to see where IndieMania ends up going. To N64 Josh, thank you for having me on your Nintendo Powercast and your Mario Kart podcast, The Dirt. Those conversations are always a blast, and I really appreciate you bringing me into your space. To John Ebo and Cheesy64, thank you for having me on your Communications Era podcast. You guys are always a great time. I loved talking physical versus digital, and that's just such a great time being a part of those 2 episodes I was on with you guys. To Brandon from Game Junction, thanks for the invite, the conversation, and for being another great creator I've gotten to connect with in this space. And to my friend Suns Geek, thank you for having me on your live streams to talk Phoenix Suns basketball and NBA 2K. You've been a great friend outside of the gaming space, and I appreciate you always. I came into this YouTube world knowing nobody in the gaming space. Now I've got coworkers who have become collaborators, and collaborators who have become friends. That's something I never expected, but am incredibly grateful for. And that's why this moment right here with the plaque again is about so much more than just a number. It represents relationships, community, trust, and for that, I am forever thankful. Now, I don't have a blueprint for success. I'm not here to tell you how to game the algorithm or boost engagement, but here's what I can tell you. These are the things that I think have helped, and I have had at least a few people ask me what I've done. So, first thing is focusing on reviews. I love reviewing games. I always have. That's the heart of what I do here. It's not because reviews are evergreen content. It's because this is where my passion lives. And I decided instead of spreading myself thin, I was going to focus on doing one thing really well, which I'm still trying to get better at every time. So I built a review template, something I've refined over time, and it's helped keep me consistent and clear. The next thing is, when I started, every single video and article said the same thing. If you want to grow a gaming channel in 2023, here's the order of success. First was cover one game. The second best thing was to cover one IP. And the third was to just cover one console. They all warned, do not cover multiple consoles or a variety of games. They said that's the worst thing you can do, and that you won't find your niche and you won't build a loyal audience. And on top of that, a lot of the articles said if you're over 30, your chances actually drop drastically. The older you are, the harder it is to connect with audiences. And I wasn't just over 30, I was pushing 40. I started this at 38. I just turned 40 last week. And then there's the monetization side. Everyone said the gaming space is the hardest space on YouTube to monetize because it's too oversaturated, it's too competitive. They said don't even bother, some of them, but here I am. I didn't listen to any of that. I trusted my gut. I review what I love regardless of the platform, and I'm glad I stuck to it. The next thing is not caring about the algorithm. At one point, I just let go. I stopped watching videos that explain how the algorithm works, because here's the thing. If the algorithm is deciding what you get to do today, then you're not following your passion anymore. You're following the system. And I couldn't go for that. I didn't leave a 20-year corporate career to be told by an algorithm what to do next. I make what I want to make. If it hits, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. The other thing I tried was doing daily shorts and reels. So since June 16th, 2024, I posted one every single day. I cut them from my long form videos. It's helped me with consistency and maybe a little extra visibility. The next thing is the NintenByte podcast. We launched that on May 1st, 2024. And again, it's something I look forward to every week. I think it's helped me find my voice, improve my on-camera confidence, and just connect with what I love, talking games with good people. Next would be IndieMania. So co-hosting this with Mike Odyssey and Paul Gale has been a huge step in the industry I've always wanted to work in. And with the show airing this summer, who knows what this could turn into, but either way, I'm grateful for the opportunity and to support indie developers. The other thing I do is I reply to every comment. This one's simple. If I ask you to comment and you take the time to do it, then I'm going to take the time to reply. I may not always be able to keep up forever, but for now, I still can, and I always will, as long as it's possible. So, what's next for ThunderStash Gaming? More of this. More honest reviews, more passion projects, more variety, more connection. I'm not chasing trends. I'm not chasing numbers. I'm chasing the thing I've loved since I was a kid, and that is video games. Every day, I wake up like I've accomplished nothing yet. That's just how I operate. I don't live off of yesterday's wins. I start fresh and I go to work. I stay focused on what I can control, and I don't worry about the things I can't. I always focus on the controllables and not on the uncontrollables. To everyone who's been part of this journey, thank you. Whether you've been here since the beginning or you just found the channel recently, your support has meant the world to me. This isn't just mine, this is ours. This is for the entire Stash fam. When I started ThunderStash Gaming, again, my goal wasn't to chase trends or drama. My goal was to bring a mature, grounded voice to the gaming space, one that doesn't rely on negativity or outrage to get attention. I didn't want to build a platform by complaining about every little flaw in a game. I wanted to build a space that celebrates what we love, offers honest opinions, and respects your time and intelligence. So, if you're new here, welcome to ThunderStash Gaming. We talk games, we keep it real, and we always focus on what matters most, the love of gaming and the community around it. I don't know exactly what the future holds, but I do know this. I'll keep doing what I love, I'll keep reviewing the games that I'm passionate about, and I'll keep showing up for this amazing community. So, from the bottom of my heart, much love, and as always, remember, you're never too old to play video games. Now, that is the end, but guys, I gotta open this, right? I said what I wanted to say, but here we go. And again, I have not opened this, so you guys know that I'm not great at unboxings. If we're being honest, I'm not great at them. But here we go. And again, I have not seen this. I've been holding on to this for a while. There's the letter there. My auto lighting is picking this up, but this is the letter from YouTube, okay? It says, do you remember your first subscriber, your 100th or your 1000th? Chances are you do. I do. And we know that you'll definitely remember your 100,000th subscriber. Your fans may have found you while searching YouTube, learned about you through a friend, or maybe you showed up as a recommended video. No matter how they came to your channel, your audience stayed and their numbers increased because of you and the community you built. We're proud to honor your impressive milestone of reaching 100,000 subscribers with the Silver Creator Award. Congratulations. We know that you have many more stories to share with your community, and we know your fans can't wait for you to amaze them even more with your commitment and creativity. So keep creating, keep building. We can't wait to see what you'll do next, and we're here to support you along the way. And who knows, when you reach your millionth subscriber, we may just write to you and ask, do you remember your 100,000th subscriber? Yours sincerely, Neil Mohan, YouTube CEO. Very nice. Okay, there it is. God, the lighting's so bad. I'm so sorry, guys. Here, again, I know I'm not good at this, but here we go. Let me just pull that out of here. There it is. Okay, this is really cool to finally see. Here, let me press my autofocus here for us. There it is, presented to ThunderStash Gaming for passing 100,000 subscribers. So again, guys, this award is not just for me, it's for you too. This is a team award, okay? Obviously, I couldn't have done this without you. So if anything, you're more responsible for this, but I will find a nice place to put this somewhere back behind, on the gaming shelf. I'll find a good spot. And again, I just want to say thank you one more time. You guys can see right next to Reggie on the shelf is my Wave Race trophy that they got me. Actually, I'll bring it down real quick. So again, I just want to thank the guys as well. Nintendo Prime, Eric Moore, Gamebird Classic. Thank you for this awesome Wave Race trophy. I absolutely love this thing. This is the coolest thing ever, okay? So again, I want to just say thank you guys again for getting this for me, for reaching 100K. This means a lot. And thank you as well to YouTube, to the subscribers, to everybody who's made this possible. I appreciate it. And as always, remember, never too old to play video games.